Okay, so I'm a week out from getting my ceramic bearing. I did the ceramic bearing video about a little over a week ago, and I thought I'd shoot another video, a week's worth of impressions of ceramic bearings. Don't worry, I'm not going to do an impression of a ceramic bearing, that would be weird, but my impressions of how the ceramic bearing performed. So, the thing that I wanted to try in the last video that I talked about was using it in my Lust, because I felt like the Lust was a great throw, but I wanted it to be slightly more powerful and to see if the ceramic bearing would make a difference. It did not. It turns out when I picked up my Lust, the bearing in it was frozen. It was terrible. It was more responsive than the one in my Sherpa. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was bad when I last used it, and then it suddenly became bad by sitting in the case somehow. But I put in a steel bearing that I knew was good, and tried it, and it actually seemed significantly more powerful than it was before. So I think I had just had a bad bearing in my Lust, and that had given me the impression that it was not as strong as it is. So then I played it with a steel bearing that was good for about a day. Then I switched out to the ceramic. And the ceramic did not provide more spin time because, like, I think scientifically it should spin longer, and it probably does, but whatever spin time you're going to make up for, whatever spin time you're going to get out of the ceramic, you're going to make up for with the steel by just throwing it harder. So you throw it infinitesimally harder, it spins longer with the steel, and it matches the ceramic performance. So I don't think spin time, and definitely not stability, because stability is mostly totally yo-yo centric. But I don't think spin time is something to really base your bearing purchase on. It's something that gets talked about a lot, because it's a struggle for new yo-yoers. They want something that'll spin forever, and they think that's the hard part, because usually our experiences initially in yo-yoing are with yo-yos that don't spin a super long time. But once you get better at yo-yoing and your skills improve, spin time becomes less and less of a concern. So, I would not get the ceramic for spin time. I would get the full ceramic for a couple things. One, maintenance is nice. No maintenance. The other is it's really smooth. The ceramic bearing feels a little bit better on the string. It's nice. The other thing I would get it for is cost in this case. Mitchell Levy sells them for $10 a piece. Like, how can you beat that? Good steel bearings usually go for like that much. So, I don't know. I will definitely buy them in the future. I'm definitely going to probably keep them in like my everyday carry, and some of my more favorite yo-yos I'll probably definitely get a ceramic bearing for, or use this one. The one other concern is noise. A lot of people don't like the noise of ceramic bearings. I don't lube bearings. I don't put oil in bearings. It's a hassle and unnecessary from my perspective. So I always have a little bit of bearing noise anyway, and the ceramic was no louder than a clean steel bearing for me. It didn't seem any louder. So, I don't know. If you're really concerned about making sure your bearings are whisper quiet, then maybe don't get a ceramic, because it's gonna sound, you're not gonna get that. But it was no louder than a dry steel bearing. So, not an issue there. I will get them for all my future throws. What else was I gonna say? Totally blanked. Wah wah. It's very smooth. One thing I really liked about it is that it is completely unresponsive. It's like Jimmy Hoffa unresponsive. It's dead. It's completely dead. No bit of responsiveness. When I yo-yo, I either want to play responsive with probably fixed axle, or totally unresponsive, completely unresponsive. Any kind of semi-responsive is just annoying. And on my yo-yos, if you pull it up and it comes back at all, or if it starts wrapping string around the bearing at all, that just really gets on my nerves, because surprise binds are terrible. So I will probably use these for that purpose, because none of the steel bearings that I have are as consistently unresponsive so far as this ceramic. And I really had a hard time for a while with bearings that would get responsive, and I don't know why. But this ceramic bearing has been excellent at that. So if you're looking for bearings, I would recommend ceramic bearings if you're looking for something that you don't have to do any maintenance on, that you don't have to spend a whole ton of money on to get performance, because I still think $10 is amazing. And if you want something that is going to be smooth and dead. Also, you can do all those sweet water tricks, because you don't have to worry about moisture in the bearing. I forgot who it was, linked a video of, you know, skipping their yo-yo across a puddle of water, which was pretty cool. And if you have a ceramic bearing, you just wait for it to dry out and you're good. Easy. If you are super concerned about noise, then maybe don't get a ceramic bearing. But again, I have to say I was really surprised, because everybody was like, it'll be crazy loud. It'll be like going to see The Who, you'll be deaf. And it's not. So maybe I just got a really good one. I don't know. But there you go. If you have any questions or whatever, I guess post them in the comments, and thanks a lot.